Welcome everyone to another video. Today we got something special. We're going to be looking at another player's game, and we have a guest with us today. His name is Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello. I started playing this game, I think like last year around like November. Um, I've been kind of addicted to it ever since. I learned a lot of I learned pretty much everything I know from like YouTube and playing. I've watched your videos for a while. I also learned some from like Brightworks. A lot of people know him. But now I'm starting to get into streaming, and um, I was gonna maybe do a like bar themed podcast. But yeah, I'm like, I would I would call myself like kind of average at the game. May I don't know. I'm not like I
you're
know what
not
I'm
you're not
doing.
one of the pros necessarily,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'm not
enjoy
a
it.
yeah, I'm better than like a new player, and like I can give like new players. I feel comfortable giving new players advice.
Sure.
But I'm sure there's a lot of things that I can work on. But
As
yeah, I
yeah.
wanted to talk about this game with you because especially with the new Glitters map update, the meta's kind of changed. And I think this
Yeah.
is a really good example of that.
For sure, with this geothermal plant here, it makes things a lot more interesting, and the fact that like it's a lot easier to hold your metal now, with the
Yeah,
fact that there's no middle mechs
yeah,
here.
and
That was always a
yeah,
real pain in the neck. You basically had to give it up every game.
yeah. And so usually, like I I tried to at the start of the match, I had to kind of like negotiate with my team because usually they want you to push out of canyon if you could draw the line, kind of.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
they usually
So
want you to do.
the standard meta has always been to like swoop in around this way and then
Yeah,
kind of hold this area.
yeah. And honestly, I think it makes more sense
Uh,
side of canyon
Oh,
to get
sorry.
the
Say that
geo.
again. We dropped for a second.
Oh shoot. Oh, sorry. So I think it makes more sense now to push your commander up through the other side of canyon to
So, like on this side?
kind of closer, way closer to the canyon. So
Uh,
if you could here, maybe pause it for a second and
yeah.
I'll
Okay.
okay, so look where my constructor's headed right now.
This guy.
Yeah, so I'm grabbing the mexes closest to the camera.
Okay. Yeah, this
And
one.
you kind of, this is why it's kind of important to at least make sure your team's okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, at least when I play the frontline canyon, if I take all of those metal extractors, I end up overflowing anyways. Um, like if I take all of the metal extractors in canyon,
Oh, if
yeah,
you're the frontline canyon player here, and then you take like everything across the board, then you end up overflowing.
yeah, yeah, overflowing metal typically, which maybe that's a skill issue on my part. It probably is.
Yeah, but it's fine. So for you, so explain to me kind of your thought process here. So you're gonna be taking one mechs up front and the geothermal plant. Why is that?
What I've done, I only produce 3 ticks, and I use those as kind of a defense.
Sure.
And I've already another thing. I've talked to my team, and I've made sure because they wanted me to push up, but I told them I am going to basically take geothermal
Mm-hmm.
and then get a really fast T2.
Okay.
Um, so I've sent 3 constructors out to grab the surrounding mexes around my base, and then with the one, so the first one I sent out gets the metal extractor closest to the camera. Um,
This one here.
that one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes up and grabs the metal extractor in front of it.
Yeah. Or
And
are you
then,
talking here to here and then?
yeah, yeah, there to
Okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
And then while this is happening, I'm building the other constructors to grab the other metal extractors, the ones further from the camera, because you know there's the 3 metal extractors around your base that are like
Mm-hmm.
far from
Sure.
your base.
Now,
So
the one thing I'm seeing here is it might be nice. I don't know how many res bots you have. You have one here.
only one, yeah.
It might be nice because you're getting pretty close to overflowing.
Yeah.
But you will eventually want to suck this up. So
Actually that's the I only produce one res bot, and it's for that specific
for that
purpose of
specific
eating
purpose,
my
okay,
base.
sweet.
Because basically, oh yeah, so another thing, um, the player in front of me was newer
Mm-hmm.
to the team,
Sure,
and
he's
he left.
14 OS.
Yeah, he left a bunch of N3 chevrons, which is still pretty new.
Yeah. struggling with
Yeah.
that concept. Actually, if he sits there, he could possibly kill that guy, but it got a
Yeah,
little
he
bit
probably
too late
got
in there.
Yeah. But anyway, so he was leaving a bunch of unclaimed metal extractors, so I actually ended up just claiming them anyways.
Yeah, you're about to overflow metal here, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I started when I started overflowing, I was like, oh, maybe I should make just the regular solar panels, but that was honestly way too slow.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I got my geo up, so as soon as I get the geo up, I go right for the T2 lab.
Yeah, that's an excellent choice, especially if you're overflowing metal as much as you are
Yeah.
at that point.
And so in this build, sometimes I'll build an energy storage so that I don't stall on
Sure.
the geo, and that's something that I'm not sure like how valuable it is, or if it's like better, for example. to
Honestly,
build-
energy storage is almost never a bad idea if you're planning on going T2 quickly. But the fact that you have a geothermal plant, it makes it a little bit less important because the geothermal just produces so much energy for so little cost. It
Yeah.
kind of makes up for any energy fluctuations you might see out of the wind. Ooh,
yeah,
this guy, your front line actually is doing pretty good with the wall usage here. I'm
Yeah,
pretty impressed.
he held really well. So like, because my build obviously relies on my frontline player at least holding the
Yeah.
best that they can.
I'm sure you
And
could,
he-
if you needed to, push up your commander for some quick D guns,
Yeah.
though.
And actually, that's kind of another advantage of building the T2 where I'm building it right now, is that you have your commander in a really good
Mhm.
position if a medium tank ball or like something
Yeah.
really comes through. And so now I have my T2 lab up, and I just go right into. Oh, I guess I built a T2
Oh.
constructor first.
Yeah, that would have been a smart move right off the bat, anyway, in my opinion. Getting
Good.
T2 cons up for the mexes is just so powerful.
Yeah, but I just build one. I don't worry about making it for my team, which I know is a little selfish, but I'm gonna produce, I think it's 5 spider bots, or maybe 10. 10 spider bots, 10 of the rocket bots, and then I make 5 webbers to get all the reclaim that I'm about to get.
Okay. Now, one thing I might shift you on here is maybe getting your first advanced mechs up before spamming the units, just because then you have that metal working with you, whereas now you're going to be a little bit stalled.
Yeah, so I kind of
We
Yeah,
got
I agree with that.
problems coming up here.
yeah, but see, this is why, because my commander's in a pretty good spot. where I
Yeah,
can-
not to mention you got your spiders out, so you can
Yeah.
easily take them out.
Yeah, and I mean, it does mean, unfortunately, that they were a little exposed, but I missed one. But then,
Yeah, that's not too bad. That was a decent hold. And one thing you could even look at in the future is if one of your construction bots are not doing anything, you could try building some T1 walls across the
Yeah.
canyon here, and that just means that you'll end up being able to keep them stalled while you have a chance to push over, so that doesn't end up happening later.
yeah, that
And it costs very little metal. It's only 4 metal per wall, so definitely worth it.
and because I think I was like stalling at some point, so it probably would have been good to like when you're stalling, it's not like that all of your constructors are contributing.
Also, I want to say overflowing your energy here is an excellent decision. It gives opportunity for the rest of your team to scale better. Like your eco player, he's going to be able to push out his fusion reactor much faster with
Yeah,
the energy that is provided from the geothermal. And that's
yeah,
something that's really shifted, in my opinion.
yeah. I didn't even think about that, but that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Um, but so anyway, so I just get my spiders up. I kind of they were already revealed, so I guess I didn't have to do this, but I kind of wanted to build up a good group, and
Yeah,
then
just having a
obviously,
couple of them was not a bad idea, as we will see here. Look
yeah,
at
and
that.
then you
Two
just kind of
waves.
you just dip them in
Boom.
and out off of the canyon.
That
They can
was
kind of
that was 1,000 metal being wasted in that single gauntlet. So
yeah,
droid is in a big hurt at this point.
yeah, and Droid he's a little newer to the game too, just in terms of hours. So I don't know if that kind of
It can definitely have a
was it. Yeah, that
an
might have been an
impact.
advantage for you, for me. I mean, but yeah. So anyway, so the whole idea of the whole build, you rush T2, and just to get the spiders out, and and then you can use the canyon to your advantage. But I've kind of wondered if I wanted to try like another, like maybe a Tsar rush or something. I don't know, something kind of funny on it. But
Yeah,
I
Czar
think that's,
rushes can be really effective as well.
yeah, especially here because you have a choke point, which means
Yeah.
that the units are more likely to be concentrated. But I don't know. I really like the spiders.
The
and if you get
spiders, yeah, they're putting
yeah,
in work. It's pretty incredible. Like
yeah, they kind
the
of
amount of
dip
metal.
in and out.
Let me see if I can't get the amount of metal here. So far, 2,000 metal is on the ground in the front line from your
Yeah.
spiders attacking.
And
That's
then I'm
pretty incredible.
about to, yeah, and I'm about to get all of it with my webbers that are coming out.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you end up stalling a little bit on metal? Because
I
it might
stalled
have
on
been
energy,
good.
actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yeah, because I think a mistake I made is building too many advanced metal extractors.
Hmm.
Maybe if you could you pause it and just look at my base.
Sure.
We could kind of talk about that. Because yeah, so one advanced, or sorry, not one geo is enough to. I don't know how many metal extractors it supports.
Well,
but
let's check the cost. So it's 20
Yeah.
metal or 20 energy per metal extractor.
Yeah.
Which isn't that much, to be honest.
But then also my lab is taking up energy, and then it's taking
Yeah.
energy to build. So I think I should have maybe built. I usually build a prude on that. And I think maybe I should have built a prude earlier. I don't build an advanced geothermal there because it's so risky. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's a risk worth taking.
I
But
think I would, honestly. If I mean,
Really?
not with your base here, maybe. If your
Yeah.
base was over here, then it would
Yeah.
be more worth. Or if your base was up here, just having that amount of extra energy can be very, very nice. It's kind of like having a very cheap fusion advanced
Yeah.
fusion. So
Yeah,
it-
and it's like what, like almost a quarter of the cost of a fusion, and it
Mhm.
produces more energy. So
And if you're really, really worried about it, what you can end up doing is putting some T2 walls around it, and
Yeah.
that can defend and give it a little bit of an extra resilience to any leaks that may come through.
yeah, yeah, that's a good point. So maybe I should have built it after, or at least like laid the blueprint down for my commander and like my base to build.
Yeah, exactly. And then have them just slow building it while maybe prioritizing your bot lab,
Yeah,
producing units. That
yeah,
could
because
have helped.
if you expand too many, like too quickly with too many advanced metal extractors, I've noticed that you just end up stalling in
Sure.
energy, and then
Especially
have
at
like
T1
1,000
energy, it can be
yeah.
tough.
So but anyway, that's why I start building the advanced. I build a few of the advanced solar panels
Sure.
just to kind of deal with that. And then while this is happening, you can see my webbers are. That was a little bit of a mismatch on that part.
No, that's fine. We aren't perfect. It happens.
Yeah, and when you get the spiders up to a ball like this, they just are so devastating.
Ooh, we have a dead commander on the front.
Yeah.
And that
so as soon
Weber
as this
just
commander-
barely surviving.
Yeah, and as soon as that commander goes down, I'm like, I think I'm producing more webbers, either more webbers or more rocket
Yep.
spiders right now.
More Webers are coming out
More
right
Webbers,
now.
yeah.
That's what I would
That's-
definitely do as well.
Yeah, because I mean, you can see like there's not a lot of wreckage left on the field. That's also why I was overflowing metal. It tends to happen with the webbers.
Yeah, we'll end up
But-
seeing that more as the game progresses, I believe.
But at this point, like I've basically broken through, and they don't have a commander to stop. So-
Those rockets are just devastating.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
they-
like when you have a lot of them, like it can be hard for them to hit their shots. When there's so many of them that they basically just send like a sea of rockets, like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can like weave in, get the rockets to shoot, and then just pull back again while they connect to their target. It's pretty effective.
Yeah, and another really important thing that is helping me a lot is I asked my frontline player to switch into making scout spam, and that helps so much because that's giving me vision, and it also is like throwing off the Janus, which can do a lot of damage.
Sure.
And yeah.
Having a little bit of problem with these T2 tanks here.
Yeah. And the Webbers can help me with that a little bit, like.
Yep,
just,
getting the EMP off for sure.
Yeah. So the Webbers really they add a ton. I think Webbers and Rocket Spiders right now are my favorite units, just because the Webbers stun things and reclaim them. And the Recluse, like, they just look so cool. And
Right.
especially on glitters, like even on the flat land they can do a lot, but like here they can you can see they just kind of retreat. They can retreat up the hill. And kind of use that as coverage,
Yeah.
and then also like fire down from.
Yeah, retreating there was a great idea. Getting on that hill really helped you a lot because their
Yeah.
T2 sprinters there could have definitely hurt.
Yeah, but again, I can just move around the hill, and then I can move up the hill. And surprisingly, the sprinters are fast, but they do all right against them. They definitely hurt when they.
But in combination with the EMP spiders, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. They just got wrecked. Getting stunned
Yeah,
like that
and-
is so powerful.
Yeah, and it wasn't all like obviously this game isn't all me. Like my team was also pushing through the middle. Of the map.
Yeah.
At this point, we basically won.
Fronts collapsing on multiple sides is always a
Yeah.
bad sign for your Glitters games.
Yeah, and
And the ticks over here putting in work even.
yeah, tick spam is it's always really important. So like if you're still on T1 and your front player gets to T2, I feel like sometimes or often it can be a really good idea to get just send tick spam out or something, because it gives a lot of vision, and they can also be really annoying to deal with.
My goodness. 14 minutes in. 14 minutes in, and half of the map is destroyed at this point.
Yeah, at this point, and like their red player was out. Which, looking at it, I don't know if you saw, but he didn't even like try to go for a D gun or anything. Like he probably, if he had been cloaking, he probably could have.
The red player?
Yeah, he probably. Could have
Yeah,
gotten all
I
of my
agree. He
spiders.
did mess it up a bit.
Yeah.
Here, yeah, this is where having that advanced geothermal plant early on would have been super nice. And these are kind
I
of
start building it now, but it's
less
already
metal efficient for energy. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to criticize too much because you just basically won the game. But
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I have tons of
always
metal
places you
spare
can
right now.
improve, right?
and I had considered going for the
Oh.
Gremlin, so I like built a vehicle, but yeah, they resigned
They
right
just
now.
surrendered. It's over. Wow.
Yeah, especially, and it wasn't because like if it had just been me pushing through and they weren't winning in the or they were winning in the middle, like they maybe would have been okay, but we also had a really good blue player pushing through.
Well, man, thank you for sharing this game. And, like, obviously, that was a fantastic watch, and
Yeah,
those who
it's a fun game.
might not be doing very well in the canyon, you have another strategy in your pocket you can use, and try to use that to your advantage.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Thanks for letting me share it and talk about it. And yeah, like I think it's cool. The update definitely gives more options in the canyon. Like you can either
sure,
push up with T1, but I've had really good success rushing T2. It's just important to have a really precise build if you do that. Like try to not have anything wasted essentially, and just go straight for the geos as soon as you have enough energy.
alrighty, perfect. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe. And if you see Nebuchadnezzar live on Twitch, definitely be sure to follow him there, and then also to check out his YouTube channel. I can look into putting a link in the description as well if you're down for that, Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And also, I met you through, or I started talking to you through your Discord, and so
Yeah,
probably plug
for
that
sure.
too.
For anyone who might want to hang out with us and talk about content creation and bar, definitely join the Discord page for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely we'll talk for a while reading out about ours. So it's a
Alrighty.
lot over there. So
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.